Hello students, hope all of you are fine. Today I am going to start the topic force between two parallel current carrying conductors. As you have already studied, a current carrying conductor produces magnetic field around it, and also when a current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field it experiences force. So when there are two current carrying conductors which are placed near to each other, then they will interact due to magnetic field of each other. So here we will derive an expression for force per unit length in case of two parallel current carrying conductors. So first we consider the case when current is flowing in the same direction in both of the conductors. So case 1, when current is flowing in same direction. So let us consider two conductors which are placed parallel to each other. These two conductors are of infinite length. And let small a be the perpendicular distance between the conductors. Current through this conductor is I1 and so this is I2. And that I name this conductor as W1 and W2. So let I1 and I2 be the currents through W1 and W2 respectively. Now for deriving this expression for force per unit length between these two conductors, you should know what is the magnetic field at certain perpendicular distance due to a current carrying conductor of infinite length, and also what is the formula for force experienced by a current carrying conductor in magnetic field. So if we draw the magnetic field lines due to this current carrying conductor, the magnetic field lines, they will be concentric circles. So these are the magnetic field lines. The separation between the magnetic field lines that go on increasing. We move away from the conductor. So these are the magnetic field lines, and by right hand thumb rule, the direction of, we can represent the direction of magnetic field lines as clockwise or anti-clockwise. So in this case, if I hold this current carrying conductor, then the arrow will be anti-clockwise. So if I consider this point, then by right hand thumb rule, the direction of magnetic field at this point will be inward. We can also find direction by drawing tangent to this magnetic field line at this point. So if we draw tangent at this point on this circle, it will be directed inward. Means the direction of magnetic field at this point due to this current carrying conductor is inward. So that is represented by this arrow. This is magnetic field due to conductor carrying current I1. So let it be B1. So the magnetic field is inward, that is point B P. Now you can see this conductor is lying in the magnetic field of this conductor, and we know that when a current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field, it experiences force. So first we write the expression for this V1. So here V1, that is magnetic field due to this conductor, is equal to mu naught I1 over 2 pi A, and this direction is inward, so we write cross. Now let this F21 be the force per unit length. Here we calculate force per unit length because this conductor is of infinite length, so we calculate force per unit length of this conductor due to magnetic field of this W1. So let this F21 be the force per unit length of conductor W2, then this F21 will be equal to V1 I2, and if we consider unit length, then 1 sine of 90, because magnetic field is directed inward and direction of current is this, so angle between V1 and I2 is 90 degree. So here because F is equal to VIL sine theta. So in this case, in place of magnetic field, this is V1, in place of current I2, length of conductor, I assume unit length, and this angle is 90 degree. So this is equal to mu naught I1 over 2 pi A into I2. So we can write this in vector form. This is equal to mu naught I1 I2 over 2 pi A. If I write it in vector form, then F21 is equal to mu naught I1 I2 over 2 pi A. Now, what is the direction of this force F21? As I told you in last class, the direction of force experienced by current carrying conductor in magnetic field when the angle between current and magnetic field is 90 degrees given by Fleming's left hand rule. So if I apply here Fleming's left hand rule, this finger, first finger, if we stretch our left hand such that forefinger, central finger and thumb, they are mutually perpendicular to each other, and if this finger points in the direction of magnetic field, this central finger points in the direction of current, then the direction of force is given by thumb. So if I apply this rule here, then this finger will point in the direction of V1, that is this finger is representing the direction of magnetic field, this finger is representing the direction of current, and direction of force is given by thumb. So you can see the direction of thumb is toward left, means direction of force on this conductor is toward left. So this is V1. So we write toward left. So now we see what is the force per unit length on this conductor W1 due to magnetic field of W. Let I give it number 1. Now again, for finding force on this conductor due to magnetic field of this, we first find magnetic field of this conductor at certain point on this conductor. So I draw magnetic field lines due to this. Again, magnetic field lines due to this conductor will be circles, concentric circles. Again, by right hand thumb rule, the arrows will be anti-clockwise. So if we see the direction of magnetic field at certain point on this conductor, let this point be Q. So you can see here the direction of magnetic field will be outward. It is perpendicular to the plane of board and directed outward. So direction of magnetic field will be outward. Let this field be B2. Now this conductor W1 carrying current I1 is lying in magnetic field of conductor carrying current I2. So this conductor will experience force. Magnitude of that force first we write magnitude of this magnetic field. Then again separation is A. So V2 is equal to mu naught I2 over 2 pi A, and direction of this magnetic field is outward, so that is represented by this dot. Now let F12. F12 be the force per unit length of conductor W1, because it is also an infinite conductor. So we find force only on unit length. So F12 is equal to V2 I1 into 1 into sine of 90, because angle between I1 and this V2 is 90 degree, because it directed outward. So that is equal to mu naught I2 I1 over 2 pi A. Now again, the direction of force F12 is given by Fleming's left hand rule. So if we apply here Fleming left hand rule, then this finger, it points in the direction of magnetic field, that is B2. This finger points in the direction of current I1. Then thumb, it represents the direction of force. So here force is directed toward right, means force is toward right. So this is F12. So if we write it in vector form, then F12 is equal to mu naught I2 I1 over 2 pi A towards right. Let this be number 2. Now if we see equation 1 and 2, and from 1 and 2 we see that the force F12 is force experienced by W1 due to magnetic field of W2, and force experienced by W2 due to magnetic field of W1. They are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. And if we see the directions, the force on this W1 is toward this side, and force on W2 is toward this side. This is, so means these two conductors, they will approach each other, or we can say that the force between these two conductors when current flowing is in the same direction is attractive in nature. So from 1 and 2 1 and 2 implies F12 is equal to F21, that is equal to mu naught I1 I2 over 2 pi A. Or we can also write it as, if I multiply it by 2 and divide it by 2, then this term will be equal to twice of mu naught I1 I2 over 4 pi A. So this is the force with which these two conductors, they attract each other, and the separation between these two conductors is A. This force is attractive in nature. Attractive in nature. So this is the magnitude of force. Now we will also discuss what will be the nature of force when current flowing through these conductors is in opposite direction. In case of same direction, we saw that they attract each other. Now we will see what will be the nature of force when the current is in opposite direction. So case 2. When current is flowing in opposite direction. Case second. When current is flowing in opposite direction. So here I draw only one diagram. That separation between the two conductors is A. Again let it be W1. This is W2. Current flowing through this is I1 in upward direction, and that current flowing through it is I2, but direction is opposite to that in W1. Now again, if we want to magnetic field at any point on this conductor, due to this current, I draw only one circle as magnetic field line. This magnetic field line is anti-clockwise. So here the magnetic field due to this conductor, let it be V1. So we have already discussed this V1 is equal to mu naught I1 over 2 pi A and directed inward. Now this conductor will experience force due to this magnetic field. So again, force per unit length will be equal to V1 I2 1 into sine of 90, that is equal to mu naught I1 I2 over 2 pi A. But now what will be direction of this force F21? So again, if we apply this rule, now the current in this conductor is in downward direction. Magnetic field is still inward. So if I apply this rule, then you can see forefinger, it points in the direction of magnetic field. This central finger points in the direction of current, then thumb is directed toward right. In the previous case, this force was toward left, but now this force is toward right. So F21 is equal to mu naught I1 I2 over 2 pi a towards right. Again, if I draw magnetic field line due to this conductor carrying current I2, then it is also a circle. If I consider this point, so here direction of force is toward, this is F1. Now in this case, the arrow will be like this. Now you can see the direction of magnetic field due to this conductor will be, in previous case when current is in the upper direction, the direction of magnetic field was outward. In this case, the direction of magnetic field when current is in the downward direction, the direction of magnetic field will be inward. So direction of magnetic field is inward. Let this field be B2. Let this point be P. Let this point be Q. Now again, this B2 is equal to mu naught I2 over 2 pi a, and direction is inward. If we write force on conductor carrying current I1 due to magnetic field of conductor carrying current I2, then let that force per unit length be F12, and F12 is equal to mu naught, that will equal to V1, not V1, V2, V2 I1 into 1 sine 90 over 2 pi a, or we can write in vector form F12 is equal to mu naught I2 I1 over 2 pi a. Now again, the direction of force experienced by this conductor carrying current I1 due to magnetic field of conductor carrying current I2 is given by Fleming's left hand rule. So if we apply Fleming's left hand rule, you can see here this forefinger, it points in the direction of magnetic field B2. This central finger points in the direction of current I1. Then thumb represents the direction of force, and this thumb is directed toward left. So direction of force is toward left. So toward left. So here the direction of force is toward left, and this is F12. So from direction of these two forces, you can see these two conductors will go away from each other, means the force of interaction between these two conductors is repulsive when current flowing through them is in opposite direction, and the magnitude of force per unit length is still same. So if I give it number 3 and it number 4, then we can write from 3 and 4 implies again F12 is equal to F21 is equal to mu naught I1 I2 over 2 pi a, that is equal to twice of mu naught I1 I2 over 4 pi a, and this force is repulsive in nature. So from here we saw that when the current flowing through parallel conductors is in same direction, they attract each other, and when current flowing through them is in opposite direction, they repel each other, and the magnitude of force per unit length is given as twice of mu naught I1 I2 over 4 pi a. So we can conclude that when current is in same direction, I1 I2, the direction of force on this W1, force per unit length of W1 due to W2 is F21, and this is F21, force on W2 due to W1. So these two are in opposite direction, and from direction we can see that these two conductors approach each other, so force is attractive. And when the current is in opposite direction, the direction of force is again W1, W2. This is force on 1 due to 2. This is force on 2 due to 1. So when current is in opposite direction, they go away from each other, that is force is repulsive in nature. And the magnitude of force, we have seen that F is equal to twice of mu naught I1 I2 over, I name it as F for this F12 is equal to F21, that be F, that is equal to this 4 pi a. So this is the expression for force per unit length between two parallel current carrying conductors, and the direction of force depend upon the direction of current in both the conductors. So from this expression we will define ampere, that is unit of current. So definition of ampere: so from here, if I1 is equal to I2 is equal to 1 ampere and A is equal to 1 meter, that is perpendicular distance between these two conductors. Then this F will be equal to twice of mu naught over 4 pi, and that is equal to 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 7, because mu naught over 4 pi has value 10 raised to the power minus 7 Newton per meter. So from this expression we can define 1 ampere as that current which when flows through two parallel conductors of infinite length which are separated through a distance of 1 meter in vacuum make them attract or repel each other with a force of 2 into 10 raised power minus 7 Newton per meter. Why I am using vacuum? Because this constant mu naught is in case of vacuum. When the conductors are placed in some other medium, then we have to consider relative permeability. So in case of vacuum, we write only mu naught. That is, it is absolute permeability of free space. So again, 1 ampere is that current which when flows through each of two parallel conductors separated by a distance of 1 meter in vacuum make them attract or repel each other with a force of 2 into 10 raised to power minus 7 Newton per meter. So this is the definition of 1 ampere. So today we discuss how two parallel current carrying conductors interact with each other. The force between these two parallel conductors is attractive when current is in same direction, and it is repulsive when current is in opposite direction. And also we define 1 ampere when the current flowing through both of the conductors is 1 ampere in each, then the force of interaction, that is force of attraction or repulsion between the conductors, is equivalent to 2 into 10 raised to power minus 7 Newton per meter. So in this way we have found the expression for force per unit length. If we have to find force on definite portion of the conductor, then we can find by multiplying this factor by length of that portion. So with this I stop here. I wish that you stay safe and stay healthy, stay tuned. Thank you.